So guys, welcome back to another video, and this is another, this is a very rare sort of soccer reaction to the MLS, and I don't know if this is going to get blocked. If it does, I apologise, because this is being posted by, I'll just scroll down so you can see, by the actual MLS YouTube channel, so I mean, I don't know, but this has been suggested a few times, and I know I say this and I don't post it very regularly, but I am really wanting to sort of delve into the MLS, because again, it's something that surprisingly a lot of people do like me reacting to, because at the same time, even though I react to basketball, American football, baseball, there are a lot of like people from the US and other countries that like me doing soccer reactions, and in specific people from the US like me doing soccer reactions to the Major League Soccer, and I'm down for that. I mean, it's something that I'd have to learn about more because I'm into the sport, but when it comes to the MLS, I'm not 100% there. Like, I've seen a few games here and there, but again, I'm not too up to date with it. And yeah, the video is Origins of the Greatest Soccer Rivalry in North America, Timbers versus Sounders. This is Portland is it Portland? Portland and Seattle. I know definitely Seattle. I'm pretty sure that's Portland Timbers. I might be wrong with that. But yeah, wait, the Timbers, their best player is Valero. He's the Argentinian. I'm pretty sure I can picture. I sort of know who plays for them. Seattle Sounders. They've had players like they've had Clint Dempsey, Obafemi Martins. I'm pretty sure. I don't know their current players now. I may sort of see. This is actually only a year old as well, so this might be when some of those players were around. But let's check this out again. I don't know if this is going to get copyrighted or not, but we'll see, and hopefully it doesn't. I mean, if it does, I'll post a little video and you'll see. It'll be posted by Daily Motion. But let's check this out and see this video.
It's bar none the greatest soccer rivalry in North America.
Fights, foul.
Oh, I know they've got the fucking. I don't know which. I think it's Portland. They've got like the chainsaw thing whenever they score. I think that's pretty. I saw that before. I find that really interesting.
All the chirping, all the goals.
The intensity, the environment.
Sandwiches thrown under our bus as we're driving up the stadium, the finger gesture, all that sort of stuff.
It's bragging rights, it's rights between which is the best city.
Who are going to be your players that step up for those games?
There.
I hate losing to Portland, and that's just the reality of things.
Just beat Seattle. And that's the
Valero, right?
Beat them.
Valeri, not Valero. Oh, for God's sake. I fucked it.
I would say in the history of Seattle, it's kind of counterculture. The city has gone through enormous changes from when I grew up here, but we always felt like we had something to prove.
It's considered very laid back, very polite, but soccer can bring out the passion in you.
Portland obviously is not a big city. It almost feels like a town sometimes.
A community where everybody is connected.
There's a sense that because of the idea of keeping Portland weird, that maybe there's some counterculture element to it. But I also think that this is a town that's very passionate about its sports, and there's not a lot of professional sports here. So you have a lot of fans of the Timbers.
We have the Timbers Army, and I think everything in the country fails by comparison.
The fans, just as much as the players, hate losing to Portland.
We hate them, they hate us, and we like it that way.
It's a battle in the field, and there's a battle in the stands and in the stadiums.
We're at a state in the league where there's a lot of rivalries brewing, but the Timbers
Kind of
Sounders
sick
has
tifo, though.
one thing that nothing else
I like
has.
that a lot.
It's history.
Oh, the Sounders playing it, making it, playing the game to win.
It started in the 70s.
The Timbers faced the Sounders here in Portland back in 1975 in the quarterfinals of the NASL playoffs.
30,000 plus here at Multnomah Stadium tonight to see the Sounders play the Portland Timbers.
Tony Betts scored on the header in extra time to send the Timbers on.
Chips it across in front, there's the shot!
It's not one of those rivalries you see with LAFC or LA Galaxy where this is a 2-year-old rivalry.
As I was a kid,
I like that a lot, because the thing is with like US soccer, like there's a lot of the teams are very new. So I like with this one, and there's a lot of teams being created, which is a good thing to see because it shows the league's growing. But with this rivalry, I'm seeing this actual history, like from years gone by. Like it's not just a sort of a recent one that's sort of been forged because they're just sort of close to each other. There's actually some kind of reasoning behind this other than just being close to each other?
We'd go to the games, we're like, yeah, we got to beat Portland. We got to be the best in the Northwest. And it was the same thing with Vancouver up north.
We're 3 different cities, 2 different countries that have similarities, but we definitely have a pretty deep rivalry.
The Cascadia Cup, which is owned by the fans and supporters, is the trophy we fight for when we play between Portland, Vancouver, and Seattle.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes people forget about Vancouver, but they're a proud franchise. They've had good teams throughout the years.
I'm going to say that Vancouver is the king of Cascadia. If we're going by Cascadia Cups, Vancouver's definitely leading that.
There's other rivalries that have trophies throughout the league, I get it, but we bring the Cascadia Cup up here.
There's just a fierce rivalry up and down the I-5 corridor.
That's interesting. I didn't realise Vancouver would have been involved in that.
And when you start to look at the personalities involved as far as who are the villains and who are the heroes, that gives the rivalry even more
That
intense.
is kind of sick.
I just don't like Clint.
What a goal as well.
Dempsey has been given a red card as well, has he?
Chara, always competing and fighting.
I know who he is.
Getting little kicks
Chara.
in.
Ozzie Alonso was more a villain for me.
Will Johnson, just the way he played, it seemed dirty.
Roger Levesque.
Roger Levesque's got to be Roger Levesque.
Yeah, Roger Levesque.
I'm going back to the goals he scored here, but particularly that 2009 US Open Cup game where he scores 48 seconds in.
He made a great run into the near post, beat the goalkeeper, and Nate Jaquil comes and he chops him down in Timber Stadium.
One of my fondest moments.
It's the most iconic image for Seattle Sounders fans, and it was on their pitch. So that's what made it even sweeter.
The Roger Levesque celebration, I think that's something I won't speak about.
But after that, interestingly, it's not players. Caleb Porter, the coach that whines constantly with the most punchable face in the history of the MLS.
I think it really annoyed us that he's the coach that got him the MLS Cup.
I think there was a lot of jealousy from Sounders fans that it was like, in some ways, for all that we've done, they have the one thing that we've always wanted.
It's a good stat to have won a championship before them.
And Diego Valeri is handed a gift.
I wanted them to fail big time.
Still the only club in Cascadia to win MLS Cup where we actually scored a goal during the run of play. Had a shot on goal even.
It's a first for the Timbers. A first for the Pacific Northwest. The Portland Timbers win MLS Cup 2015.
It's sad that it's going to be so many years before they'll realize that again.
Obviously, we won the MLS Cup first, so that's something that we will always hang our hat on, and we were surprised when Seattle followed.
When the Timbers won the year before, they had something they could hold over us. It gave us motivation.
But also the year after.
To be
Oh, wow.
hoping for the opponent to prevent our rivals from lifting a trophy.
Now the cross out to Nor! What a save by Fry!
Clawed that out.
Work, the save, the moment, everything.
I think they showed the save behind me on the big screen in the whole stadium. Did a little.
Oh my jeez.
So I figured I did something right.
Against Stephen Fry. Off the bar! And Seattle now a kick away from winning it. Seattle Sounders have done it. MLS Cup winners in 2016.
Was I rooting for them versus Toronto in 2016? No, I wasn't. But it was a tough game to watch.
The year after
We
as
don't want
well.
them to succeed in what they're doing. They are not supposed to win.
It felt great to take it away from them, and obviously for us to lift our first one. For us now, it's time to try and win another one and hold that over them.
Clint said it best in the trophy celebration.
All I gotta say is now that we won one, Portland can't say shit.
My favorite moments probably are the ones that we eliminated them in playoff.
A win for your team is always going to be a really special thing. A win against the team that you absolutely hate, it's just like 1,000 times better.
2018 playoff series with Seattle, it's something that I'd be surprised if they answered this question.
Yeah, 2018 playoffs.
Blanco! He's done it! Sebastian Blanco for Portland!
The second leg of the 2018 series, might be the best playoff game
Just
I've
holding
seen
tree
in
stumps.
Major League Soccer
I love that.
since 2011.
It is not by accident that this team had Roger Levesque lead the players out.
Make it a proper event, don't they? I love that.
Every Timbers win against Seattle is a favourite memory, but for me it was probably the Blanco goal.
It was special. I can feel the silence in all stadium.
It just was unrelenting.
Back to back. Oh Jesus Christ! Back in the
deserve
lead.
to win, but Portland is a very sneaky team.
Jesus Christ.
They're celebrating right now. Look at Valentine telling Blanco, no. We go to a shootout.
When you eliminate your rival in his house, it's priceless.
Oh. And that wins it, yeah?
I was a little sore after that game.
It could not be a more perfect night here in the Pacific Northwest.
There's always the next game against Seattle.
He wants that beef, bro.
He's going to shoot. It's off the bar. Fernandez scores on the rebound. You can see it. Kimke, he knocked it away. Valerian Blanco.
Jeez, that's red, isn't it? It's not. Fair enough.
Torres being held back. Oh, here we go. As nasty and ill-tempered as you would have hoped.
I'm not sure if you can overhype this rivalry. The passion you see from the fans on both sides is incredible.
You see the fight that the players give in every single game, but like it feels like when they play Seattle, they're warriors.
You think that normal games are loud and rowdy? It's a whole nother level.
When people talk about MLS, Seattle-Portland rivalry is always mentioned.
It's gone through some transformations, but the root of it is, it's still city against city, club against club. That will always be there.
To me, the rivalry is most fun when both teams are really good and you're competing in the playoffs, and hopefully that's a level we can sustain and have many more great playoff games in Seattle and where we continue to beat them.
You enjoy the highs and you hate the lows, and hopefully we have more highs than lows.
I think the next game against Seattle is always going to be the biggest.
I enjoyed this, man. Something different, but I did find it really fascinating about because the thing is with the MLS is the US is so big, the soccer culture up north compared to down south, compared to wherever you are in the US is just going to be different. I can assume let's say Orlando versus Atlanta. Orlando versus Miami. Was it Miami FC? No, Inter Miami. That's the team that have been created recently. There's probably going to be a rivalry that's going to be forged there over the coming years. That's probably going to be a completely different one compared to Timbers versus Sounders for any specific reason. Because it's just the US is so big, the cultures are just so different everywhere else. It makes it an interesting thing to see when you're watching it, when you're learning about the league and the rivalries, etc. But I enjoyed this a lot, man. This is the kind of content I want from the MLS. I'm here after Sounders won their second MLS Cup. See, I was thinking that they did, didn't they? I was thinking I swear the Sounders have won more than once that they've won recently. Timbers versus Sounders is the only legit soccer rivalry in the United States. Everything else is cheap marketing gimmick. That's a big statement to make. Yeah, LA Galaxy versus LAFC. It's a bit of a strange one to me. Because I don't know. Because LAFC are 2 years old, and I feel like the team was just created to try and make a rivalry kind of thing. But maybe not. I can't really say that. We hate them, they hate us. We like it that way. This rivalry has to be the oldest, right? Even pre-MLS. That's why I like this. It's before the MLS was even created. That's what makes this one so interesting. I fly across the country to this rivalry. Yep, that's just one game. That's how far this rivalry is. Portland wins the MLS, Seattle wins the MLS, Seattle loses the MLS final, Portland loses the MLS final. Sounders have more MLS Cups now, so take that out, for fuck's sake. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I mean, if this video, I'll start again. If this video didn't get blocked, you'd obviously be seeing this reaction, but if you're seeing this on Daily Motion, I apologise. I assume that MLS are probably going to be strict with this because this is their sort of video they made. So, I mean, if you see like the video that I make at the start, like I'm going to make like a 20-second video on my channel, and I'm going to link this in the description for those who want to see that. But I mean, if you've watched this video, this bit doesn't matter anyway. But hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you want any more things like this, let me know, because I'm down to learn more about the MLS and the history and like the rivalries, etc. So if you want any videos to react to, or not even just the MLS, just soccer in general, suggest in the comments what you'd like to see. And yeah, until next time, like, subscribe, peace.